What's going on, everybody? It's my Plunder. Thank you all so much for checking out another video. And what I want to talk about today, will free-to-play players be at a disadvantage when Warzone 2.0 comes out? I think there will, but there's going to be counters to it. Let's get some gameplay going and let me explain. So, gameplay you're watching in the background, in the skill-based matchmaking video that I did, I kind of felt the gameplay was quite campy, but I wanted to use it to show how we were kind of like, how you adjust to every game and how you can counteract snipers and whatnot. And I've left the deaths in this one again, because it just makes it feel a lot more genuine. And the reason I'm doing this video, on the video when I said Plunder is Gone, which made me sad, I had a couple of comments, and mainly the ones that I'm going to highlight on screen are from Ryan Moulton and Dr. Bob, and they say, you know, the only issue that they've got is that whilst they're disappointed that Plunder's gone, or they love Battle Royale, they're going to be at a disadvantage because the game's been out for a couple of weeks for other people who bought it and played the multiplayer, and without Plunder was a place for them to go where they could kind of freely go and rank up the guns and level up, and so they're not going to be at a disadvantage when Warzone 2 or Battle Royale mode, whatever you want to call it, comes out. Now, as somebody who doesn't play Battle Royale, it's hard for me to say whether yay or nay that's the case, because I don't really know how the loadouts work. I know you can get loadouts, I know things drop in, and don't attachments come already attached to guns? I don't know. You're probably thinking that's a stupid question, Bear. Why are you asking? Because I genuinely don't know. The only reason I'm making this is because I have heard that on the DMZ side of things that you are going to be able to bypass the leveling up process. And this is from what I understand from the research that I have done, is that if you play DMZ, you can kill bots, enemy players and whatnot, and you can take their stuff. Now, as long as you extract it and get it out, you will then automatically level up that gun to the level that you picked it up. Now, the more finite details of that, as I'm sure will be explained later on down the line when we've actually got our time with the game and got our hands on the game and be able to explain it more thoroughly. But this is currently as I understand it. So, say for example, you want to level up an M4 before you go into Battle Royale. Cool. I would take it into the DMZ. Now, I'm assuming, again, because this isn't Plunder, and I haven't played DMZ yet, and this is going live the day before that Plunder and Warzone come out. Not Plunder, we don't get Plunder again. That makes me feel sad. And yeah, from what I understand, if you take your M4 and don't insure it, but that doesn't make sense. But anyway, from what I understand is that you can take weapons into the DMZ, but if you die and don't extract them, then they don't come out with you. I don't know if that means base weapons. I don't know if that means the ones that you buy. I doubt it so much. I doubt it means that when you buy these packs with the camos in and stuff like that, if you take that into the DMZ, I will be amazed if you lost that and had to buy it again. That just doesn't make sense. I can't see that happening. But as I understand it and how I've heard about it so far, is that if you kill a player and say he's got the MP7 or whatever they call it, and they didn't want to pay for licensing, did they? So they just kind of made up a name for it. Say you kill somebody who had the MP7 and it was fully loaded, level 15 or whatever it is, and you extract that, you successfully extract that and take it out, I am pretty damn sure that you will then have that level, the weaponing of that level, completely bypassed, and you will have all the attachments that they have currently unlocked, and you will be progressing that further unless you lose it. So that is how I currently understand it. It's a bit of a mishmash. It's a bit all over the place right now. Like I said, details are finite, and I'm genuinely trying my best. But I think that is a way so free-to-play Warzone players can be able to, you know, have an experience and go in there without getting beat by people who have all of the guns and are able to buy the loadouts. You can tell that I have not a clue about the Battle Royale side of things. This is another reason, well, not another reason that Plunder should be back. Plunder should be back because it's a great game mode on its own merit, but it was a lot more, I would say, casual. Is Battle Royale stressful? I wouldn't know. Like I said, I would much rather have every single one of my toenails individually ripped off than play a Battle Royale. It just doesn't interest me. It's just boring. It's just meh. And that's fine. And if you enjoy it, that's also fine. The world would be a very boring place if we all like the same nonsense. But they do actually make a very valid point, because, whilst obviously, if I jumped in Battle Royale, don't worry, I'm not, but if I jumped in Battle Royale, and I don't know, can you bring weapons in with you to Battle Royale? I'm not sure. You know, or if you pick a random gun up, do you have your loadout specifically attached to it. That doesn't make sense. I know there's something to do with loadouts, and you can drop a crate or something and pick up your custom class with your perks and whatnot attached. And yeah, that actually does sound like it is going to lead very much in the favor of the people who paid for Modern Warfare 2. But they paid for it. Shouldn't they have an advantage? Not really. That sniper death, that's pretty bullshit. You know, it's because if you're going to market this as a free-to-play model and a free-to-play game, and in this current day and age, pay to win shouldn't really be a thing anymore. If you want to obviously they want to make money on this, and that's something I completely understand and completely on board with. And thank you for this guy for giving me a spot for the next Jumps and Spots video, which, by the way, for this map, should be going live later on today. And it should just be monetizing through skins or through bundles and stuff like that, not buying a fully released game before the launch of their, what I honestly believe is their main mode, because multiplayer hasn't had a great deal of love. And then the people who they are inviting in, the free-to-play players, are then getting shafted because they don't have the equipment that the paid players do. That, I understand where they're coming from, and that is a genuine concern. But again, how long will that honestly last? I mean, how quickly do you level up guns in Battle Royale? Again, this is me genuinely asking. You might say I'm sounding ridiculous, but when you know nothing about a subject, then you can't really speak about it. The only reason I'm doing this is obviously because I was a Plunder player and I was primarily a Plunder channel, and now Plunder's being taken away. I have to look at DMZ as a potential alternative option, but I also want to help anybody who comes to my channel anyway and ask me a question, because this is kind of what this channel's about. You know, I try to help as many people as I can with different questions about the game, and if I have any knowledge on it whatsoever, or if I can do some research to try and help them out, I am more than happy to do that. And so yes, from what I understand, if you take your weapon, take it to DMZ, you can either level it up there by shooting bots and other players. Now, I know shooting bots gives you XP to your general level progression. I don't know if it does count towards challenges and whatnot. In the invasion mode, which has also got bots in, it doesn't count to anything there, which for me is pretty BS, I'm not gonna lie, because if they're in the mode, we're not there to purposely shoot bots, but if you put them in that mode anyway, then I kind of feel that the reward should be the same, even if they are more difficult or not. I kind of feel like you made your bed, you lie in it. But nonetheless, that doesn't seem to be as what's happening, and I doubt DMZ is going to do it too. The only thing I'm actually interested in DMZ for is for going in and seeing what their exclusive rewards are. That's the only thing I'm really interested in. Having a fun, fast-paced mode like Plunder being replaced for as soon as you're dead, and you can lose all your stuff kind of motif. In this DMZ mode, it doesn't quite sit right with me, and I don't know whether I'm going to like it or not. Because like I say, I'm a multiplayer guy. This is how I like to play the game. I like to run about, I like to put myself in silly spots on the map, and I like to get as many kills as possible. I take a fair bunch of deaths along the way, trust me, and I'm okay with that. And you know, I don't like to be slow and methodical and bored, because that's how I feel. I just get bored, and it's like, this is crap, I just don't want to do this. But Battle Royale isn't boring, it's a great time. Cool, play it, shut the fuck up about it, and I don't care. And yeah, if that answers some questions for you, if that eases some fears for you, then that should be the way. Then I would go into DMZ, I would pick up a couple of guns, I would get the hell out of Dodge, which sounds on paper quite simple, but I don't think it's going to be. But I think that is then, if you, like say, if you grab a weapon that has been unlocked to a certain level, as soon as you get it out, it's classed as contraband, and then that is leveled up for you and ready to go. The only thing I don't know is if you can take that progressed weapon into Warzone, or if that stays as just a DMZ gun with you. Obviously, until we get a chance to play it, I honestly don't know. I don't see why that would be the case, but I'm sure some big timer is going to bitch and moan about it and squeal till they get their own way, and they'll adjust everything just for them. But until that happens, it's really, really hard to say. But yeah, as it stands, our free-to-play play is going to be at a disadvantage when Warzone 2 drops tomorrow. Yeah, you are. And between that and the thick skill-based matchmaking, good luck.